me just talk about drip.
But what about drip?
Okay, so the drip update is going very well. It's not just a UI update, right? So it's an improved airdropping system where you're putting filters, sort of like how the team viewer team filter system we have now. But then anybody that meets that filter, you can send them the airdrop with one transaction. So essentially what you do is you put in an amount that you want to airdrop. So say you have 10, you say, I only want to airdrop to people that are net positive on my team. You click filter or search. Say 10 people meet that threshold on your team. Now you can just put it, you'll be able to just put it in your budget, say 100 drip, click airdrop, and it's going to airdrop 10 drip to each person in one transaction. Just click, and all of the front end, all of the UI will be built to handle that. So currently, if we did no UI work and just bundled airdrops, it would not credit people as if they sent out 10 airdrops if it was done in one transaction, because it's only looking at the amount of transactions. So it just counts. You do one transaction using the airdrop function, that's counted as one airdrop. And if we were to bundle them together, it wouldn't display correctly. So all of that's being redone to display the values correctly when you're bundling airdrops. We have a much cleaner UI. So there's a landing page similar to the landing page we have with Animal Farm. There's also a media page, and this media page is something we're working on for Animal Farm as well. But for Drip, the media page will be especially powerful because we'll be able to post articles and community members' YouTube videos on there, and it will be a place where people can go to see what's the latest news, what's going on in the community, and we'll be able to post guys like Brandon and Ray and Stunner and Black Sheep and all the guys out there. I could list a ton of them that are doing drip videos. Crypto Mischief. I'm naming the guys that have been here from day one. I know there's a ton of you guys, and like you're all very much appreciated because you guys are what make the project. Drip is truly one of the only true community projects. It's been completely community based from day one from a marketing perspective. It's all decentralized, so that all runs from a fully community perspective. And the marketing has largely been community based. And also, what could potentially make this community based more than anything is the fact that I've never taken a dev fee from Drip. I've never sold a single Drip. The Drip update, right? So it's an improved airdropping, a media page, a landing page, a much cleaner UI altogether, a bunch of new analytical tools that were built by guys like James Devstreak and a handful of other guys that have built some really cool tools. We'll be hosting them on the site as well and giving those people credit. It's a much cleaner design that is a lot closer to what you would see to Animal Farm right now. A fiat on-ramp, but not just a fiat on-ramp that allows you to buy with credit or debit. So we have been approved to do that, but there are options that we're exercising that will allow us to do more than just that. For example, smart contract interoperability with our fiat on-ramp, so we can do things like buy from our own DEX, right? Which is very important because there's the no tax on buying from our own DEX because we want to encourage that. So that's one reason why we want to have smart contract interoperability. So we're not just buying from PancakeSwap. We can buy from our own DEX. Also, we can do things such as reduce the tax for people depositing directly into the faucet if they're coming in with fresh capital. So if they're buying in with the fiat on-ramp and they agree to immediately stake it, so basically the fiat on-ramp sends directly to the faucet, and then the faucet credits them with that deposit, they will pay a reduced tax. That way, we're encouraging people not just to take Drip that maybe they hit max payout, maybe they're opening up a new wallet for it, but actually encourage fresh capital coming in from fiat, right? So that's going to be big for us. And also, full cross-chain interoperability with all EVM chains. So this is ETH, Crow, AVAX, Phantom, all the major ones. And this is done in a way that meets the standard that I was saying that I would want to do that. So previously I was saying I do not want to go cross-chain like how a lot of these other projects did, because what happens is you spread out your attention, you spread out your liquidity and your user base across a bunch of different chains. It ends up causing a ton of loss to arbitrage across the chains, plus fees through bridging and all of the other rent seeking that happens when people are going cross chain. And it adds very little benefit, because if people want to get involved cross chain, they can just bridge and get involved, right? There's no need for us to spread our liquidity across a bunch of other liquidity pools. So what we've set up is the optimal cross-chain utility, where effectively it looks just like a regular swapping page, but you will be able to swap any token from essentially any chain for drip. So that's any BSC token or any token on any other chain, as long as that token has a liquidity pool on the major DEX of that chain. So because what we're doing is using a form of socket bridging, where someone say they have a token on AVAX, or let's just say Phantom, because I'm more familiar with that network. Say someone has a token on Phantom or ETH, right? And they want to swap it for drip. What will happen is, if they're on the ERC20 network, their token that they're swapping for drip gets, so when on the swap page for them on the dashboard, it just looks like you're swapping your token for drip. But what's really happening behind the scenes is their token, say on the ERC20 network, say it's Uni on the ERC20 token, and they want to sell it for drip. What happens is their Uni gets swapped for wrapped BNB on the ERC20 network using Uniswap. It then bridges that wrapped BNB to BSC and buys drip with it, and then either sends that drip to the person's wallet, or just like we could do with the fiat on-ramp, we could have additional utility and additional functionality where people can choose to buy cross-chain immediately into the staking contract for a slightly reduced tax. And it's not exploitable, because the amount that your tax is being reduced by is going to be less than the amount that you would have to spend to bridge over. So it's not like you can just move money over to the other chain to bridge it over to get a reduced tax, right? But if you already have money on this other chain, and we're saying, hey, bring that money over here, buy drip with it, and if you immediately stake it, you'll get a reduced tax. And that's going to bring over fresh capital from other chains and from the fiat on-ramp into drip, and make it much easier to utilize, much easier to promote and get people involved. And it's going to reach more outside of our community, right? And also, we are putting a small fee associated with these that we can use to get a marketing budget going for drip, right? And that's going to be important as well. On top of this, the developers who brought you the Drip Guardian viewer are working on a game. We've been working on a game for a couple months now. I gave them what I'd be looking for in a game, with a high standard, and gave them a few ideas that I would be okay with going with. And I have a meeting with them coming up, but what I've gotten from them is that they're working on this game idea. It's going very well, and it should be done by the end of the month. So on top of all this, we should be able to launch an awesome new utility for Drip in the form of a game as well, which is going to bring a lot more attention, a lot more eyes to Drip. So we got a lot coming for Drip, and this is all stuff that we're trying to get wrapped up this month, right? So we have a lot, right? We have just a ton going on, and over the holiday we were really able to do a ton of organizing and just align all of our ships to really move efficiently moving forward. And everybody knows their role, and they are getting stuff done. So our team, we feel very good right now. Feel very good from a overall market conditions perspective. Yeah, the market could go down a little bit more, but I think it's a major positive that we launched while the market was down 80%, because we're going to benefit from that appreciation when the market does start pumping on the next bull run. We're going to be major beneficiaries of that because we got in at the bottom. We started at the bottom. Now we're here. Sorry. So